And then the Americans arrive. The Marines rock up. This is a good sequence if you enjoy marching and drill.
This is where I wrote down American voice. Look at how our dainty fucking soldiers run. Check that shit out, boys.
Yeah, this is clearly like a scene like done and like choreographed and filmed by people with an eye for drill, in that it's militarily, it's very precise. I believe the Marines actually used it as part of like training films at some point. However, the fact is, in real life, military drill looks dumb as hell. And so you show this movie to a normal person, and so like me and Abby are over here going, damn, that looks crisp as fuck.
Yeah, meanwhile, Devon is fucking sitting here going like, why are they taking half steps through the streets of Tangier? Why aren't they just...
What is this they-them army, femboy Marines bullshit?
They'll fucking tippy-taps the entire way.
Although because I love that like, the French and the Germans who are at their balconies watching them are like hornily being like, oh my god, the Americans, they look so great. Yes.
I love this.
Thank you for fucking mentioning the Germans at their balcony, because I genuinely creased over double laughing at the Germans. There's one shot of two German guys leaning out of the balcony, and one of them looks like fucking Dr. Eggman, and the other looks like the corpse of Prince Charles. Like
one of them is like Lurch from the Addams Family.
Like, it's unbelievable.
Monocle and everything.
Yeah.
And
this will be the episode art, by the way. So just look at that.
Like, Statler and Waldorf brackets German.
Genuinely, he's holding a monocle up to his eye and be like, by God.
Meanwhile, at the French consulate, it's a woman going, Qu'est-ce que se passe? How did they get so sexy? And it's
Emily in Paris is leaning out of the fucking balcony being like, les Americains.
This is a fair description of French colonialism, I'm sure. Also, the reason why this is happening
this film has a problem with national stereotypes.
Maybe. Back in the day, when you marched your troops to something, you marched your troops to something like in formation, and so this Marine captain. The thing is, like, the world
population at this time was like 1 million people. So like, everyone knows each other. You're going to embarrass yourself in front of the other countries if you march in your troops in front of like the 3 people from France and they see you. Like,
this is the biggest army the world had ever seen at this point. Was these?
This is the most people Marines that have ever been in one place. Like.
One small detail that's just for us and you, if you have access to this movie, the guy at 1 hour 15 minutes 35 seconds spits Milo Edwards. Genuinely.
Fuck's sake! Now I'm gonna have to go.
Didn't see that. I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
But
these guys, I love the tactics here. They line up in front of the Bashar's palace, and then they just all in unison just like point their guns at the guards and shoot them. There's no like running for cover. They just
start the
genuinely
killing.
I think like, and this is good as hell because they like traipse into here again. They're doing a very impressive dainty little footfalls, and then they all stand out and the guy goes, all right, aim, and meanwhile all of the palace guards are going, what the fuck? They're doing like the Monty Python guards when the guys running. They're like, all right, let's see what's going on here.
Every palace guard is like 2 steps away from taking off their like work hat and going, listen, man, I don't need this job anymore.
And then they open fire, and this is the point at which I think everyone in the palace realized that this was actually happening. Like, I genuinely thought this was just like a little show of strength they were doing, like a little military parade, and then they just genuinely open fire.
Well, everyone, apart from the Pasha / Vladek Shaibel, who just sits there looking like the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland, like smoking the hookah and being like,
he's great. All of his guys get killed, and the only thing he does is he's eating like I think it's like a what is it? Like a tamarind or something. And he like moves the hand of the dead guy off of his like chaise longue. And it's just like, oh, well, it seems you've captured me, haven't you?
Genuine, it's so idiot. Fucking funny because he's earnestly on like a silver platter for these guys to come and capture, but he's just like lounging on this fucking chaise longue. He's like, you people are insane. Your president is insane. And the guy goes, yes, he is. And then it cuts to the American national anthem, loud as fuck. And you're like, all right, okay.
Yeah, there is a little touch here which I thought this was briefly like brushed by a greater artistry, which is the moment where they have the Navy band playing the Star Spangled Banner like on top of the corpses of the guys they've just killed because no one's moved them away yet. That borders on the Celine to me. I like that as a sort of like, and again, Celine is also a fascist, right? So it fits. But this is like sort of like acutely observed, like sort of surrealism of war and violence. We now cut back to Roosevelt.
Yeah, this is definitely around the point where I started scanning the Wikipedia article to find out if this was satirical. Like, I was like, what, are they making fun of this? Like, what are they doing
it's like
here?
Almost Verhoeven at points, isn't it?
Like, it's like genuinely like a really solid satirical movie, except they made it completely straight, which, fantastic. The best kind of satire as far as I'm aware.